All right, hey everybody, welcome to Venice Beach Central, our 4th episode. I'm so honored today to have the one and only Icon Part 2 in the house.
Hey, what's up?
AKA Kodiak Killa,
up,
man. Thank you so much, brother, for being here,
yes,
man.
Sir,
I can't thank you enough, man.
Yeah, man,
you know, I've known you before you were even born. I know you when you were in your mom's stomach, man. Just give you a little history lesson. I hear his father and I are good friends, and his father helped me a lot playing the guitar over the years, and just a giant talent, his dad. So I've watched the kid grow up. He's not a kid anymore.
Yep.
Family man, right?
That's right, family man. You know,
awesome.
Up in my 30s now, so you know, but that was, man, real cool intro. Yeah, basically, like Nick said, you know, grew up in Venice, California. Born in '79, so I grew up in the '80s era when drugs hit the scene, when a lot of hard music hit the scene. There was a lot of Rick James type of stuff going on at that time, you know, Tina Marie and all different types of music. Zapp, Roger and Zapp was playing a lot, but it was real beach based and pretty much born right there in the Oakwood area, man, what they call Ghost Town, you know, pretty much the heart and soul of Venice Beach.
Right,
you know?
That's where I grew up at, as you know, as you well know. So that's why I'm honored that you're here to represent that, because I think that story needs to be told. So I know that, you know, your father and all that, you were always around the music, right? Because I was there, right? You were sleeping in the kick drum, man, and stuff like that. So when you were a little kid, right? And then I saw you over the years, and then I didn't see you for a while. So then this guy named Irv told me, oh yeah, I saw Khan and his son. I'm like, what? And he said, oh yeah, his son is a genius musician now. And I'm like, what? The first words that came out of my mouth were, man, like, there is a God. The fact that the lineage of your family, right, and that you came out a great hip hop artist, right? I was like, man.
Well, I learned it, like you were saying, a lot of people didn't see me messing with the music at the time. Like you said, I was sleeping in the kick drum. I would fall asleep. I'd fall asleep listening to you guys play, jamming in the backyard when we had that backyard garage. But I would always touch the keyboards. Doom, 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 doom. But I came from a hip-hop kind of mind state. So I was listening to Slick Rick and Rakim and some of the late 80s stuff, NWA and stuff. So I would see how I could take what you guys were doing or what my dad was doing and then flip it on the NWA type of tip or something. So over time, as time progressed, as you know with musicians, like with my dad, he plays the acoustic guitar and he plays a lot of guitar and stuff, but he wasn't familiar maybe with the studio recording element of it. So I got into the engineering and the studio recording element of it. I'm using MPCs, samplers, things like that. So as time progressed, when you guys didn't see me, but then I came back, in that time frame I had gone to engineering school, graduated with an audio engineering degree, and I also bought myself a bunch of equipment, kind of like you got in here, you know, different keyboards, motifs, Casios, even just a Casio keyboard with a drum programmer on it. And I started just from there, and this is all in Venice. I moved from the Oakwood area up to Venice Boulevard near Venice High School was where I was living at the time. And I went to Venice High School also, you know, so I did a lot of stuff there. So keeping it all the way. But yeah, as you guys saw, you know, I was listening, you could say.
Right. Okay. So yeah, that's like your whole life hip hop has been there, right? We grew up with the funk, me and your father, right? And hip hop came midway out of the funk, right, as a birth from the funk in some ways, right? But in other ways, no. But yeah, so your whole life, '79, there was already hip hop was going. It
was going
big time. In New York City.
1979 is when Sugar Hill Gang released Rapper's Delight. So that's kind of like almost the birth of hip hop commercially.
Exactly.
Right there.
People even then said that's not even real hip hop.
That's not even real hip hop.
So that shows you how strong it already was.
That's right. It was already so strong.
And you know what, man? This song Double Dutch Bus.
Double Dutch Bus.
You know, I didn't even know that was a hip hop tune at the time. Too.
Yeah, I know.
We didn't have this word hip hop at that when that song.
Exactly.
But when I realized that, I was like, wow, it was there before Sugar Hill Gang.
Right.
And I didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
But you speak about some early rappers in one of your rap songs. Like who were your earliest influences?
My earliest influences would have to be like Eazy-E, NWA, Ice-T. Of course, I'm based out here in the West Coast. My musical stuff started around 87, 88. So whoever was around that time was my early influences. Rakim, Cool G Rap, KRS-One from New York. But then from the West Coast was Ice-T, NWA. As time progressed, I got into Nas, really into Wu-Tang Clan. As in the 1990s, I'm into wearing polo clothes, Ralph Lauren, type of fashion that goes along with the hip hop's lifestyle and all that. But my influences were real lyricists, mostly supreme lyricists. If you could rap fast, it was even better. I liked Big Daddy Kane could rap like this and bust the rhymes, the kiss, the flows, the boost, so you could do stuff like that. That would have you like, oh man, keeping up. You had to keep up to it, and it kind of taught you a lot. So that was who influenced me over that time.
Okay, man, that makes sense too, and that does tie into like the lineage of your family in a way. Like when we speak of your grandfather, Ollie Jackson, who played with Coltrane, Thelonious Monk, and things like that. That was, they had giants around them to emulate. And that's how they took the art to another level. Do you feel that's happening now? The kids growing up have giants in their own peers to look up to
I do think they standards. I think of course they got the Kendrick Lamars and the big time ones, the big time stars. So they have that to look up to, like, wow, if I really can get lyrical, I may be able to take this to a super high point. But I think in the community itself, like let's say in my local community, the youngsters don't have anyone to really look up to. There's not a lot of sports programs. There's not a lot of music programs. Who I need more than even just football. I think we need music programs sometimes. Bang on the drum, man. Hit that drum. Smash it. Hit that guitar, man. You know, get some energy out is what these youngsters need. But I think that they can look up to this commercial, over sensationalized. You can be a millionaire overnight, Kardashian type of life. Of course, they can always look up to that. You know, but I think that what my grandfather, Ali Jackson, who was the upright bassist, was doing, he was looking up to it more for the craft. He was trying to learn from Thelonious and from Coltrane, like, man, how did you do that riff? Like, boom, 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 boom. You know, it's a little bit different. And that's how I look up to the craft. So I look up to you guys, the way that you guys play, and the way that my dad plays. I look up to him, and I'll be like, wow, man, I just got to get up to that. Even here at the New Ocean Studio, I'm looking at, wow, man, this equipment is amazing. This guy's engineering is really dope. I'm learning.
Eric J. Charles, he's an amazing engineer, isn't he?
Definitely. Yes, sir, definitely.
So, and your father, you know, but I just want to say I look up to you, too. I'm not getting it twisted here, man. I look up to you. Damn, man. So, because, like, we're talking about your lyrics and all that, but you're also that rare combination of beat maker too.
So
in your beats, man, you do it the authentic hip hop way with samples and mixing things in, like you're wondering where did that come from, right? But it's still totally grooves, and it's just very interesting, man. Who were your early influence in terms of beats?
My influence in beats is DJ Premier,
RZA,
of course. Jay Dilla,
of course.
Timbaland, Dr. Dre, early Dr. Dre. I really like Dr. Dre in like 1992, like around the time of the Chronic album. I like that G-Funk. I like Warren G stuff. Definitely turntablists. I watch breakdancing videos also and DJ videos. So DJs know how to cut and splice a certain type of way that's different than just your average everyday producer. So I looked into that. And then, you know, I like dealing with records. And then also I deal with samplers. So a lot of the stuff that I do, and I know how to play keys and do some drum programming. But my main thing is like, I like to chop a funky break, chop it up a way that a guy never chopped it up before, and then re-flip it like that.
And that's the authentic.
That's the authentic. The authenticism is definitely there. I use a classic authentic break beat, so you know this is a James Brown break beat. And you know that this is a Queen Latifah whatever sample, and you just smash them together, and it's like, whoa, man!
And that's what caught my ears to hip hop. You know, I ran out of notes. You know, I ran out of sharps and flats. There's only 88 keys on a piano, right? I need something else, and that's when I like Public Enemy, right? I'm like, wow, what the hell is that sound in the background? You know what I mean? It's in New York City.
That horn.
I found out later it was a horn. It was like a Maceo Park. I've heard of Maceo Park.
JVs and stuff like that.
Said, oh, that's where they got that from. Yeah, that kind of thing. That's naturally where music had to go. And hip hop lost a lot of luster for me. Is when the DJ became secondary.
Exactly.
And that's a way of co-opting it to me, right? Because like you said, there's nothing like seeing an MC and a DJ playing off each other.
Right.
It's a call and response.
Call and response
It's
thing.
not.
Yeah.
It's not the same way every time.
You know what you
I
made
mean?
me just think is that this is what a lot of people out there need to know. You got to start with the basics. The basics. You know, the basic boom, bap. The boom, bap, boom, boom, bap, boom, boom, bap, boom. You could take it straight to that and build from there. Over that.
Yeah.
And you just continue to build on top of it. If you just try to jump past that basics.
Yeah.
That's when you start messing up,
Yeah,
man. So whatever you're doing, if it's playing basketball, you gotta dribble first. You gotta shoot the ball first before you try to do a 360 dunk. These kids these days, they want to go from I touch the basketball to 360 dunk with a sneaker promotion for them. You know,
Yeah,
so
it doesn't
work that way, man. Take it to the basics, man. Start there.
Yeah.
You know, learn your craft.
The way I always try to explain it, it's like a drum circle.
Mm-hmm.
That every one of those drums, and the bass is in the middle of a drum circle.
Right.
So everybody can hear it on the outskirts, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you lose where one is, you know where one is, and the master's in the middle.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Is that everybody has to? Yeah, you have to build it one thing at a time, and no two parts can be the same.
That's
right.
right. That's right. Yep.
And man, I was just in New Orleans a little while ago, man.
I saw that. I saw that on Facebook.
Square, man.
Oh man, that's cool, man.
Woo, that was spiritual. You know,
Yeah.
you could just. That's where on Sundays, right? The French were there, right? They would let the African slaves, and I know we don't like to use words like that, but yeah, it was a reality. Yeah, they would play there on Sunday. And you know, it's the first time I ever saw in America a plaque that said, this is where they did their West African traditional dances, singing and playing on Sundays, right? I never heard black folks, I had to put two and two together that this is the origin was West Africa, right? Mm-hmm. But I never heard anybody pay homage to that, that these were the traditions.
That's
and
right.
what you're saying, it sounds like you're just continuing Congo Square.
Oh,
what
man.
you were trying to say there about,
I am, exactly.
about building on those
the
fundamentals.
basic drum pattern in there that brought the people together, that was the good sound, like you said, the bass drum in the center, this holding the rhythm for everybody, the doom, 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 and everyone could just be circling around, and man, you got to start from there. You got to start from the basics if you're trying to get anywhere in life. Whatever it is you're doing, if you're a writer, an actor, a barista, whatever you're going to do, you got to start with learning to make a cup of coffee before you try to make a frap.
Yeah,
you know, so
that's true, man. It's all about fundamentals, and it takes time of repetition. I played basketball at Venice High, played with your father. Man, I just practiced so much. Right? Yeah, and we talk about people liking the lifestyle more than they love the actual thing they're doing. Like, the lifestyle is one thing, but you have to love the music. You know, they said that most of these people they talked to that were successful, they would do it for free. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Because that's just how much they love music.
Yeah, and that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
You know, I'll do it for free, you know. Of course, we want to make money, but when it comes down to it, I mean, if there's a cipher going on in the park, regardless of how much money I got in my pocket, I'm jumping in this cipher.
All right.
You know, so if there's a DJ playing in the park and there's an open mic, they're playing, I'm grabbing the mic. Let's go.
Because that's just what you do.
That's what I do.
Ballers play basketball. It's
like
hip hoppers.
Exactly. Hip hop is hip hop. Yeah,
exactly. So and also like I look at your family tree, right? It's kind of like the lineage of music, and your great grandfather being a blues artist, right? And which was I don't want to say is hip hop the blues of its day, or is the blues the hip hop of its day, but it was that was what the folks were listening to in that generation. So your great grandfather, your father, jazz, were the innovators, the pioneers, the avant-gardists. To your father, who's an amazing funk artist, guitar player, prolific songwriter, right? Yeah. He stayed with me for a couple months, and then I was like, wow, every day he wrote a new song. I'd hear it while I was waking up. I'm like, what is that, right? And it was a song he just wrote that morning, you know? So and now you becoming a hip-hop artist, so it's ever-changing from generation to generation, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and I got a 12-year-old daughter right now, too. Yeah. She's getting into it. You know, she's getting into the hip-hop music. She's getting into, she's doing video editing already. So it's like, I don't know where this is going to go right now. She's a Khan also. I'm Aya Khan. She's a Kina Khan, you know, so she's ready. Y'all look out for her. She's coming up soon.
All right, man. Well, hey, you know, thank you for being here, man.
Thank
because
you.
We want to take this as the way to help kids do with music,
Cool.
and then open up our own spot. And so any person that comes of your stature, we're just honored to have you, brother.
Well, thank you,
Let's
man.
give it up one more time here for Kodiak Killa.
Yep.
Icon Part 2. My godson from day one.
That's right.
Thank you, brother, man.
You got it, man. Every
Love
time.
you, Holmes.
Love you
Thanks
too,
for
man.
being out here.
You got it, man.
You got it. Peace out, everybody.
Peace out.
Talk to you soon. Nikki Black, Venice Beach Central, New Ocean Studios.